The leaders of the party are here, the chairman, vice chairman, and the secretary general. In this room, they are here with you. They can tell you what I told you. I've been asking them to, even if I'm agreeing to be president, they should not forget to be working very hard to identify people who will follow in my footpaths. Every day I remind them. Now, but I think for them they're operating like, as long as he has some breath in him, let's squeeze every bit of it. So, and I've been telling you, no, I don't have to stay here doing. So, but I know for sure somebody will be found sooner than later, if we don't count the many years I've been around, going forward. Because that is a necessity. The chairman, vice chairman, and the secretary general. And this the other necessity that conflicts with that what I told you. For the people, I've been asking them to, the people of this country, it goes beyond the party. Even if I'm agreeing to be president of the whole country, when they should not forget there is a conflict between to be working very hard to identify people, do other things, and somebody else leads the country or following my footpaths. Every day I remind them. But I think for them they're operating like that. As long as he has some breath in him, let's also still demanding that I stay there. Bit of it. So my question is to them as it is. And I've been telling you, no, I don't have to stay here. I want me to stay here until when? Because I know there will be a time when I shouldn't be here. Or I want to be here. Know for sure. So, but somebody will only bear with us, and it becomes our problem, internal problem which we have to resolve. Maybe we shall find a solution sooner than because that is a necessity. But when from outside, chairman and the secretary general, where you have your own problems to deal with of your own in your own country, I've been asking them. Nobody who does this country goes beyond the party. Even if I am agreeing, so better tend to those problems of your country or your countries, and leave this problem of ours to us. We shall resolve it, one way or the other. And whatever happens, whether there will be better people than me, even or those who will come and try to run down what we have been building over the years, there is nothing we can do about it. Especially there is nothing you from outside can do about it.
Thank you, sir. BBC.
Murakoze nyakubahwa Perezida wa Repubulika. Nitwa Cyuzuzo, ndi umunyamakuru wa BBC.
BBC. Harya muvuga Ikinyarwanda.
Yego.
Okay.
Mu 2018 inteko ishinga amategeko yatoye itegeko rigena rishyiraho umushahara fatizo mu gufasha abakozi bo hasi cyane, ariko iteka rya minisitiri ryagombaga gushyiraho uwo mushahara fatizo ntabwo rigeze risohoka kugeza ubu ngubu. Nifuza kubaza niba hari impamvu zatumye ridasohoka kandi niba hari icyo muzabikoraho muri manda yanyu itaha. Murakoze.
I can nabisubiza mu buryo nubwo ntabizi neza ibyo ari byo by'imishahara fatizo byashyizweho n'itegeko ariko ntisohoke cyangwa ntitangwe. Ntabwo nakubwira ko ntabizi. Birantangaje ko bari mbibazwa na BBC, abantu hano mu gihugu bifataho ntawe urabimbaza kandi bafite uburyo bwo kubibaza, ariko icyo nagusezeranya byo ni ukubisuzuma kureba uko binateye n'impamvu. Mbere hose bajya gushyiraho iryo tegeko barishyizeho ngo rikore nyine niba hari ikitarashobotse cyangwa se baribeshye mu ngengo y'imari basanze nta bushobozi bifite ariko ibyo nabyo byagomba kuba byarizwe mbere yo gushyiraho iryo tegeko ribwira abantu kuzamura imishahara cyangwa iki. Ariko icyo kibazo cyo numva turaza gushaka uburyo bwo kugisubiza ndetse tuzabishyira hanze nawe bikugeraho.
Thank you, sir. We can take 2 last questions. Sunday Live.
Let's see how we can go for as long as we can.
Okay.
At least you are not complaining about taking long on answering questions.
I
You
don't
can only
think-
complain about my being in power for long, but I allow you to ask for as long as we can be here.
Sunday Live.
My name is Mahlangu Isaac from Sunday Times in South Africa. Now that you seek a second mandate, what do you think are the aspirations of the Rwandan people as you want them to grant you another mandate on Monday? What do they want to see in the next 5 years?
I hope I will not be misunderstood. I actually haven't been seeking any mandate. The RPF and these Rwandans have been asking me to stand for another mandate. At a personal level, I would comfortably go home and rest. It really takes a toll on me to handle these Rwandan problems. But while I have been there, and I am there now, and I may be there for a few more years, I think even the demands have been made clear by these Rwandans. I'm sure if you have followed these campaigns, the rallies, you have heard them. They want more development, want more roads, more hospitals, more schools, and quality increased for all of that. And that's what I'm thinking of providing. They need more investments in infrastructure, in technology, in being able to feed themselves, and feed the markets, thereby earn money from that. So it's all what we have to do, that we have been doing, but if we can move faster, if we can do better delivery of services in different sectors, I think that's what the Rwandans want. So that's what preoccupies me, that's what I have in mind, that we should be working together with the Rwandans to deliver that to them.
Thank you, sir. Goloba, welcome.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. My name is Frederick Goloba Mtevi. I'm an independent researcher and analyst. Your Excellency, I've had the good fortune to follow you around throughout this campaign. And there are 2 issues that have come to my mind that I thought I should ask you about. One of them is almost at every rally, you've been giving this message to young people to step up and take responsibility for the gains Rwanda has made in the last 30 years. You keep going back to it at every rally. And I've been wondering, is there a deeper message in this, or is this just what we see? Are you saying something deeper than what seems apparent? The second question, Your Excellency, is watching all your rallies, it strikes me that the RPF is a formidable political machine. Clearly anyone who looks at it can see it. I'm wondering what it is that you and others in the RPF are doing to ensure that when you're gone, this thing we see going up doesn't go down.
Yeah. Well, really the message, whether deeper or what it has been all along, is the young people understanding and feeling that they are the ones who hold responsibility for their lives, the lives of everybody in the country, and especially in the near future, they are the leaders. It's what I'm raising and alerting them about. It's not tomorrow that I'll tell them that. It should be yesterday that they became aware of that. So that is the only essence, the real essence of repeating that message. And the progress that has been made, that people refer to under the RPF and so on and so forth. Yes, in fact, happened. Even the liberation itself happened with the young people taking responsibility for all that. Even when I became president, I think I was still in my 30s. And the others who are everywhere doing different important things are much younger than me. So I'm only telling them that it is now that you young people should be thinking about this responsibility you have to yourselves and to the country. So that is, and again, it actually links with the second question you've asked. Once people grow up understanding their responsibilities and that things that don't happen, or that you don't wait until somebody else comes to your rescue and helps you out on different things. It is that group of people that from whom there will emerge leaders who step forward and even be leaders of this country and one way or another. And with the sense of responsibility comes the understanding of the story, where you have come from and where you are and where you want to be. So if there has been some level of success with my leadership, it can't be me alone, but also it doesn't mean that it is only me alone that can succeed as we lead this country. So it just comes from that conversation, it comes from the experience and what you see, the results. And, you know, at the moment you go through a number of years following the story and associating the message with the results, I think many people are formed by that and are helped by that to go beyond just the ordinary and thinking they are there just to be led, but also can aspire to lead. That's what gives, otherwise there is no mathematical formula that you can apply and say this and this and this and this put together, you'll always come out like that. So this is why I'm saying I cannot tell what is going to happen when the current crop of leaders, whether it is the RPF or government, that what will follow will either be a disaster or will be better, or I have no formula to, and I think nobody has that formula anywhere, whether here or anywhere else. But you keep investing the right way. You invest in people, like through education, for people to have good health and have, but also to have clarity of mind as to what countries, people, societies are, and what these real aspirations are. And that they are the only ones, they are mainly the ones who can make things happen. So I have no other way of telling, of foretelling what, but I try to do what I think matters in preparation for the future by the people that are around, especially the young people who, and what I see encourages me now when throughout the campaigns and campaign rallies. I think you can see people and feel assured that they are there for a purpose, they know what they are doing, maybe, and they will do it when that time comes.
VOA.
Hello, Mr. President. My name is Mariama Diallo. I'm the Nairobi Bureau Chief for VOA. So a lot of my questions have been asked, but I do want to follow up on that, the post-Kagame era. You just talked about leaders come and go, but good leaders also plan. So you talk about your party haven't been able to find somebody, but my question to you is, would you be participating in grooming that next person who's going to be here to continue the work that you've done? My second question has to do with what just happened in Kenya with President Ruto. You were just there recently participating in the African Development Bank meeting. So I'm just curious to know, have you spoken to President Ruto about the recent event that has happened in his country? Given that the issue that he's dealing with has to do with Gen Zs, the youth, and their preoccupation. And I think that's not an issue just to Kenya. It's, are you worried about something like that could have repercussions in the region? I just covered elections in Senegal, and those young people had the same issues that the Kenyan youth has, which is the high cost of living, basically jobs. So just wondering for you what you think about the events that have happened in Kenya, and are you worried that it could spread in the region? Thank you.
Yeah, but I think the first question has really more or less been answered. But let me add, I don't like this whole idea of grooming. Grooming focuses on one person or another. I prefer doing it generally. Like when I talked about encouraging young people, then government making investments in their future, like education, like business, their health, their blah, 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 and so on and so forth. And then that part of politics always being there, reminding them, hey, you guys, wake up. This is your responsibility. You can't just be there. So from among them, one or two, whatever number you want, among these people, there will always be somebody to play that role. You would be grooming somebody, a specific person for. This is why I told the party last time, recently, that, in fact, I told them openly, it's like maybe you were even listening to me, but the question was answered then. I told them, I said, I'm not going to name anybody for you to lead you. You be the ones to look for somebody to lead you from among us. These people sitting here, we were about 3,000 in this, some other place where there is a big conference hall. And I was telling everybody, I said, I'm not going to anoint somebody for you. You be the ones, you keep looking around and appreciating people and doing that. And from that bunch of people, you should have a leader you want, but not the leader you point a finger at and say, this is going to be your leader. Actually, that is a recipe for maybe the disaster you keep referring to, after me, after me. I don't want to leave somebody and leave a disaster for the people after me. So if they choose a disaster, it will be their disaster they have chosen, not the one I have given them. I don't want to be associated with that. So there is, but once the politics, and then doing the things that matter to people, but once you interest people in politics and they become part of it, they always have somebody, fairly and maybe justifiably chosen from among them to lead. So then what you said about, I don't very much like, again, talking about other countries, other societies and what they have, whether it is progress or it is problems or whatever. People will always emerge out of that and they address their own problems. So that Gen Z you're talking about should not always be associated with being part of the problem, where things explode and no. Actually, they should be part of preventing that but of course, I fully understand what that means. It all comes down to politics. If these young people are involved from the beginning and a culture grows where the young people participate and in the good politics of any country, then they don't end up just being, people demonstrating on the streets, destroying this or that. No, they actually end up being part of a situation or creating it that prevents that from happening. And that, therefore, that calls for them to be linked right from the beginning with the politics and even above, where the higher leadership is, down to that level of this generation, there must be communication that enables them to, and so that things they complain about don't happen in one incident, in one explosion of things. And but that flow of grievances happens in the daily life, and then there is always going to be a way of addressing that and therefore preventing some disasters from happening. Otherwise, I always keep off other people's affairs. I have no lessons for anybody. I'm stuck with my own problems, trying to deal with them on a daily basis. So I can't add on that burden of even assuming too much that I have an answer for other people's problems. So but every situation has problems, but there is also a way to address those problems. But it is the people of any country that we have to deal with that.
Thank you, sir. We can take 2 last questions.
But there are some people on your left who are up there asking.
We are balancing both sides so that everyone does not feel left out. We could go to Genoa.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency. I'm Ji Li from Xinhua News Agency, the China state media. So my question related with China. Since Rwanda and China established diplomatic relations, the bilateral relationship has been remarkable development, with cooperation deepening in various fields. So how do you evaluate the achievements of the bilateral relationship over the past 50 years? And in which areas do you expect further cooperation between the 2 countries in the future? Thank you.
We have had a good relationship with China, and we want to keep it so. We have not had actually problems with China at all. That doesn't mean we agree on everything. Sometimes we disagree or we agree, but when you disagree and there is a channel of communication to each side, it's understanding or grievances, if it amounts to that, it always is a good relationship. And we have a good relationship with many other countries, whether in Asia or the West. And it is a principled relationship we always insist on. We have had, of course, relationships where some people want to be overbearing and they're telling you, you must do this, you have to do this, you shouldn't do this. And we have been in a very good position and have learned through experience. We politely but firmly tell people that we also have ideas about what we want and how we want the relationship to be and what we want in that relationship. And some we have agreed and it has caused problems, others it doesn't cause problems. Even with those who don't understand and it causes problems, we are happy to go along and even do the same next time. On this one, so far, we are firm about what our country wants, what we are doing, and we happily tell anybody who thinks they can come riding over us to tell them that they've made a mistake.
Al Jazeera. It's coming to you.
Laith Mushtaq from Al Jazeera. Back to the same report you mentioned before, Your Excellency, about issued by United Nations, was covering two things: the mining and the military situation in east of Congo. And 4 days later, there is a statement from State Department of United States was focusing on the mining. In your point of view, Your Excellency, why both the report and the statement, they just overlook the political situation? Thank you.
Well, that is really a question I can't answer, even 100. So why they would be talking about that and not about themselves, I don't even understand. So that one, how can I answer that? Then you have a group of experts, you said, talking about what? Mining and military situation. Military situation, the way they talk about it, they talk about maybe 15% of the problem. Even then, they don't put facts or evidence to it. This is why I think I explained it. If you are talking about RDF, Rwandan Defense Forces, and M23, and you are silent, I think I answered that, and you are silent about FDLR, and you are silent about the government of Congo expelling its own people from the country to go somewhere else, using these genociders who are here, who killed our people. How can I answer that honestly? I mean, you should be able to make that judgment yourself, or anybody here who sees that should be able to make the judgment. It's not up to me to answer that. I don't know how to answer it. I don't know how to answer that somebody is associated with the problem and is saying it the way they want people to see it or to understand it. I have no answer for that. I can't explain it. They should be the ones to explain it. In fact, I wish one day you could meet those people and ask them. I say, why you? Is it because this is not happening? Or is it because it is not there? That you are silent about it, that you are talking about something else that either is less important or actually is not happening, or if it was happening, it is happening for that reason you are silent about. Then they are the ones who can explain it better than myself. But we have told all of them, maybe you have also seen how we have responded to some of it. But we have told them that by that they have only become part of the problem, and they are not anywhere near being part of the solution. But I thought we must be having or looking at finding ways to have a solution to that problem. But if you handle it like that, you are not finding a solution. Rather, you are adding to the problem or even complicating it even more.
Thank you, sir. We'll take the last question now from RBA.
2 more questions. If we could do quickly, we could have another 2.
Another 2 after RBA? Okay.
Murakoze cyane, nitwa Jean Claude Mutuyezu, umunyamukuru wa RBA. Mu minsi mumaze mwiyamamaza, mwakunze kugaruka ku mvugo ivuga yuko iyi politiki yo kwiyamamaza n'ubundi yihariye cyane ko FPR yagiye ifatanya n'indi mitwe ya politiki. Munagaruka cyane ku bijyanye n'ubudasa bw'Abanyarwanda. Ese ubu budasa twavuga ko buva kuki? Nanone twibaza ngo muri manda ikurikiyeho ni ibiki muteganyiriza Abanyarwanda bijyanye n'imvugo mukunze kugarukaho cyane y'ubudasa? Murakoze cyane.
ubudasa buturuka ku mateka, ni amateka mpora mbivuga buri munsi, ni amateka biturukaho u Rwanda aho ruvuye, byarubayeho, hanyuma uko abantu babisohokamo. U Rwanda rw'amateka y'amacakubiri n'u Rwanda rushyira abanyarwanda bose hamwe n'ibintu bitandukanye. Muri uko gushyira abantu bose hamwe rero bahera ku mateka mabi bakareba icyo u Rwanda rushyira abantu hamwe rukora kugira ngo abanyarwanda bose bibone mu bikorwa no mu bibageraho. Ibyo ubwabyo bisobanura bwa budasa. Ni nayo mpamvu ndetse aho twagiye tujya kwiyamamaza hose abantu baza ari benshi, inshuro 10 zirenga n'ikibazo ari benshi bavuga, ubona bitabiriye iki kintu kimwe. Ugomba gutekereza nyine ukavuga uti aba bantu bagomba kuba bumva neza aho tuvuye, bumva neza aho dushaka kujya. Icyo batora rero niyo nzira ibaganisha aho bashaka kujya, kandi bose iyo bimeze bityo ibindi byose ni ubusa. Umuntu uhagarara ikantarange akavuga ati hari umuntu babujije kuvuga biki, hari ibihumbi magana angahe byahoze biri aho bivuga, ibyo ni ugukora ubusa, uranabyihorera ugakomeza. So abanyarwanda rero icyo bashaka barakizi, bo baracyerekana ari mu bikorwa, ntabwo ari n'ibikorwa by'amatora gusa, ahubwo biriya bikorwa by'amajyambere bigenda bibaho bikorwa n'abanyarwanda. Abanyarwanda bitabira buri kintu cyose, iyo bahaye uburyo barabukoresha bakagera ku byo bifuza. Abo ngabo rero iyo bakubwiye icyo bashaka nicyo ukora, kuko ni ibyabo. So ntabwo numva rero mu manda yindi ikindi se cyabishye kitari ugukomeza ibyo dusanzwe dukora nyine, ibyo by'iterambere, by'umutekano n'imiyoborere myiza. Demokarasi n'ikivuze, demokarasi bivuze imiyoborere myiza, guhitamo abantu bakagera ku cyo bashaka, nicyo tugerageza gushyira ku murongo. N'ibyo bikomeza, nta bindi bishya byaturutse ahandi dushaka gukora.
Scovia.
Murakoze nyakubahwa Perezida wa Repubulika, nitwa Scovia Mutesi, ndi umwanditsi w'ikinyamakuru Mama urwa Gasabo. Bigaragara ko abanyarwanda bamaze guhamagarirwa kujya mu bigo by'imari mu kwizigama, ariko hashize igihe Minisiteri y'Ubucuruzi n'Inganda ndetse na Minisiteri y'Imari bavuga ko hari uburyo abantu babaga muri banki populaire bafitemo imigabane iza kugurishwa ikigo cy'imari aho kugira ngo ikomeze iby'abaturage, imigabane yabo ntibayihabwa. Imyaka irenga 2 babaza iki kibazo batarabona igisubizo. Bifuzaga niba hari icyo mushobora kubafasha bakabona imigabane yabo cyangwa bakajya muri iyo banki y'ubucuruzi bagurishirijwe. Murakoze nyakubahwa.
Yes, icyo nagusezeranya cyo reka tuve muri ibi ngibi tubanze tujye